So we're now going to start problem 4-38, and that's on page 243 and 242 and 243 of your textbook. So in this particular one, we are looking at a pharmaceutical company. Now this company, their overhead is comprised of three main activities: materials handling, packaging, and quality assurance. So you see now, this is an example of where we have different types of activities. Materials handling is still in there, but now we have two different ones: packaging and quality assurance. So what we need to do here is, of course, look at what is the allocation rate. So here we're being asked to calculate the allocation rate, and we're taking this information right from the table at the bottom of page 243. So this is where the data is coming from. So the cost for materials handling, 190,000 divided by 19,000 kilos of the product that you're working with, so it's $10 per kilo. Packaging, total cost of packaging is 400,000, and in terms of the machine hours, because you're using the machine to do the packaging, $200 per hour. Finally, quality assurance is be costing 112,500, and quality assurance cost, that's driven by the number of samples that you're going to take and test. So you don't test everything, you just take a sample of the products to test to make sure they meet the quality criteria. So that's costing $60 per sample. So that's requirement 1, relatively straightforward. So requirement 2 is asking us to use the activity-based allocation rates to compute the indirect cost for each unit for commercial, containers, and travel packs. Okay, so now that we've completed requirement 1, we're going to look at requirement 2, which is to take the allocation rates that we've just calculated and apply it to each of these products. So they have two products: commercial containers and travel packs. So at the top of page 243, you're given the data regarding the volume for each of the main activities. So for materials handling, for example, you have 8,000 kilos for commercial, so 8,000 times your 10 is your 80,000, 6,000 times your 10, 60,000 for the travel pack. Packaging here, that's based on the number of the hours, so we have 1,200 for packaging times 200, 240,000, and 400 times the 280,000, and so on. So here you add up your indirect costs for the three activities: materials, packaging, and quality assurance, and that comes out to be 332 and 158,000 respectively. Then what you're going to do is you want to find out is what is the rate for each of these products. So for the commercial containers, we're told that we have 2,500 of those containers. The total cost being 332 divided by the 2,500, $132.80 per container. The travel pack, you're told here in the problem that you have 50,000 of those, so that will be $316 per travel pack. So that completes requirement 2. So requirement 3, that is asking us to look at if we had used just one overhead rate rather than the activity-based costing, what would the cost have been per unit? So it's always important to compare. So for requirement 4, so instead of breaking it down into the activities, what we're doing is taking all of the indirect costs, your 360 and your 120, divide by the number of units. You come up with an indirect cost per unit of 144 for commercial and 240 for the travel pack. So we do have quite a bit of difference there, and when you look at it, you can see that we have under ABC, the commercial was allocated $132.80 in overhead, whereas the original one rate system would have given you 144. So you've really overstated your overhead for the commercial product. The reverse is true for the travel pack. Under traditional, it's $3.16, but the real cost is only $2.40. So here you've overstated your cost for the travel pack. So you can see that there is a significant price difference or cost difference in these two products, which would ultimately impact on the price that you charge for these products. So that ends our problem number 4-38.